Over the past 20 years, Nintendo has made more than 10 Mario Kart games, which have made them billions of dollars. Maybe they found a winning formula, but could new ideas make the series even more fun? Like, what would Mario Kart be like if I remade it with RAGDOLLS? I just had one huge problem before I could start the project. Right, so I want to make Mario Kart, but with RAGDOLLS.
Oh, okay. So what, like you're done with Man Valley or something, or what?
No, I don't want people to think that. I just want to take a little time to work on smaller projects here and there.
So why don't you just like make that Mario Kart game with RAGDOLLS and then go back maybe to Man Valley or something?
Okay.
And then maybe I give you a time or something, and then if you don't finish in the set time, you'd have to like reveal your face or something.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I mean, you would definitely be able to do it. It'll keep you accountable and it makes things interesting, I think.
So with that, Bless set a timer for 64 hours and let me know what time the challenge would end. The clock was ticking. The first thing I did was map out a basic game design. Instead of players wiping out when they hit something, they'll have 3 hearts. Taking damage will cause a player to lose a heart, and when all hearts are lost, they'll ragdoll out of their cart. Then, like the classic game Road Rash, the player will need to run to their vehicle to retrieve it in order to continue the race. Since I don't have a ton of time, I'll just be making one level. And obviously, it's got to be Donut Plains since it's hands down the best Mario Kart level ever made. And I dare anyone in the comments to suggest otherwise. With the game outline done, I sent it along to Gless, then I started making the game. I painstakingly made a prototype, then modeled Mario, Peach, the cart, and the Donut Plains level. Since I'm a pro game dev, I managed to do all of this in just over an hour. This is going to be a piece of cake. Since I was feeling super confident and had a ton of time to spare, I took some time to add some detail and effects. I noticed for whatever reason these trees in the background were flipped upside down, and instead of fixing it, I did what any good game dev would do and I covered it up with some fog. Nice. I tweaked the kart settings to feel more like Mario Kart, added in the jump mechanic, and swapped in the Mario models. The animation's mostly transferred, it's just now Mario looks like he's on a bender.
I'm tired.
You can help Mario sober up by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. I made it so when a cart hits something, the character inside the cart gets disabled, a ragdoll is created, and then the camera shifts to frame both the cart and the character. After a few seconds, the player can move. Then when they're near their cart, they can press E to re-enter it. I wasn't worried about doing the heart system at this point because using a single hit made it easier to test, and I figured it'd be pretty easy to implement later. The most important thing right now is to get a CPU into the game, so I duplicated Mario and swapped in a Peach model. But the animation I'm using doesn't account for hair or dresses, so Peach looks like she went wild with some hairspray, and her legs kind of clip through her dress a little, but it's barely noticeable, and her hair is just windblown from driving around in a go-kart, so I left it. After a few small changes, I got the cart script working for the CPU. Now Peach can ragdoll and retrieve her own cart, and of course you can mow down players as they try to get back to their cars. At this point, I've got just over 30 hours left to complete the game. I still have to give the CPU the ability to drive, add item boxes, and implement the heart system. My secret weapon to speedrun the driving AI was a Unity lesson on machine learning, which is just a nerdy term for allowing a computer to find its own solution to something instead of telling it what to do. I've always wanted to work with machine learning, so I figured the tutorial would be nice and simple and make it super easy to implement. But the way Unity's machine learning is set up, there's a lot of points where things can go wrong. At some points, I felt like I was building a Jenga tower, and at any moment it could come crashing down. You've got to have a bunch of stuff installed, and everything needs to be a specific version or nothing works. But between you and me, I do feel really cool when my wife walks into the room and I have a command prompt open because it looks like I'm hacking into the Matrix or something. In reality, I have no idea what I'm doing. So needless to say, I got stuck. I googled the errors I was getting, but a lot of the results were from years ago and nothing worked. I was chewing through time and making no progress. As a last-ditch effort, I tried to get some help from the Unity Discord. I knew it might take some time to get a response, and since frustration and panic were starting to mount, I decided to head to bed early. When I woke up, I checked the Discord and still nothing. I went through my morning routine, checked the Discord again, Nothing. I thought I was on my own. But the game dev gods must have found favor in me because the YouTube algorithm recommended a CodeMonkey tutorial on machine learning. If this didn't work, I need to find another solution, and with less than 23 hours left and no backup plan, it could mean I run out of time and have to reveal my face. But what if I reveal my face and a hater recognizes me in the grocery store, follows me back to my lair, and because the laser defense has been set up yet, they're able to capture me and force me to watch staged prank videos on repeat? I have to finish. I closed out of everything that could be a distraction. It was time to focus up. Moment of truth. Let's go! The coding part for the machine learning was straightforward. The tough part was figuring out how to set up a good environment for the AI to learn. Speaking of good environment, the Donut Plains level I made didn't have the bridge in it. I wasn't confident the AI would be able to learn how to drive on land and make a great summary. So I reclaimed some broken pieces from the ocean, mixed up some wood chips and milk, and used it to glue everything together, like the Mona Lisa. My original strategy was to get the ground types of a handful of points around the player. The hope was that the ground type and direction of the next checkpoint were all the AI would need to navigate and stay on the track. After millions of simulations, this approach did actually work, but the strategy the AI developed was to hug the inside of the track and bounce around the entire edge. An effective strategy, but extremely slow. Despite tweaks like sending half of the agents around the track backwards, many more simulations couldn't correct this behavior. For now, I decided to try a different approach. And here's where a personal flaw of mine enters the scene. You see, when I have trouble getting things to work, I tend to add complexity. Sometimes this is okay, but when working with machine learning, it's incredibly detrimental. As I learned from more attempts to train AI with different strategies, extra info slows down training and can even result in the AI never learning how to complete the task at all. At one point, the AI was doing really well, and then all of a sudden just started driving in circles. It turns out there was a bug in my code that allowed the AI to get rewards from the same checkpoint instead of needing to go to the next one. After many failed attempts, the strategy that seemed most effective was using invisible walls for the AI to measure its forward distance to. By this stage, I expected the AI to be able to complete laps, but not be competitive for racing against. Like seriously, at one point the AI was only going in reverse. But regardless, I wanted to see how well it would do against me in a race.
Get back here, bitch. I'ma get you.
Okay, so I think the only way anyone is going to stand a chance at winning now is by adding in items, so we might as well do that now. But I definitely have to hurry because there's only 2 hours left and I still need to do the heart system. Okay, I have 15 minutes to do the hearts. No. Please load faster. I didn't finish. I'm sorry I let you all down, but a bet is a bet, so here's my face reveal. Hey Glass, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Aya? How's the project going?
I failed, bro. I didn't finish.
What do you mean? You still have 3 hours left.
No, you told me I had until 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Oh, no. I meant to tell you, when I gave you that original time, I was in Vancouver on a trip. That original estimate's actually 3 hours ahead because of the time zone difference.
Wait, so I don't have to reveal my face?
I mean, we'll see. You still have 3 hours left.
With that, I got back to work. It only took me an additional 15 minutes to actually finish the game, and then I used the rest of the time to add polish and sounds. I sent the finished game over to Gless, and well...
All right. Hold on. We're live. What are we talking about? Where's the slide? We're not chalking this up as a no yet. There we go. Oh, that could be a snipe, Loki. I'm gonna mow her down. What the? What? That's all right. We're live. We're lit. Oh, not the two-piece nugget meal. That's it, though. Best live. GG.
Thanks for watching until the end. YouTube tells me that only viewers who are the best looking make it this far. It also says there's a strong correlation between viewers who have good luck and have watched my video where I make a game that forces people to fall in love. So click the video on your screen to go check that out.